everyone. Caroline Mathis, Keller Williams Realty. And I promised you what I was thinking might come in this year of 2020. We're going to go right to Goldman Sachs's outlook for 2020. And originally back in 2019, they thought that there would be about a 33% chance of a recession coming this year. They've re-looked at their numbers, their information, and now they've dropped that down to about just 20% of the possibility of a recession. We can't figure out what's going to be happening with elections around the world or anything, but right now their thought is the likelihood is only 20% if we were going to be going on or having a recession. This is interesting. This is a gentleman from Realtor.com, and he believes that we're going to be on a solid foundation and we're going to keep on growing as far as real estate. This is what they're projecting for 2020. The dark is 2020 as what we're going to be growing. These are from the National Association of Realtors, Freddie Mac, and you can see that they're all thinking that it's going to be a little bit more, it's going to be a little over 6,000 units or homes that we're going to be selling. One of the biggest issues that we're going to have is our inventory. In the Reno Sparks area, we've had issues probably starting about 3 months ago as far as the number of homes that are on the market, and we want to make sure that you get into a home this year. So let's work together and get that done. Here's a little graph that shows just how much is going to be decreasing. Last year we had about 4 months of inventory about this time. Slowly but surely it went down a little bit more last month, and now today we're at 3.7. In 2020 they expect inventory to struggle, and it could be that we're going to have historic lows as far as the number of properties that we have on the market. Let's talk about interest rates. This is really cool because if you look at last year's, the Federal Reserve was planning on at least 3, maybe 4 interest rate hikes. You and I both know that they went down instead of going up. Their thoughts, Freddie Mac, is thinking that in 2020 and 2021, wow, that interest rates are going to hover at about 3.8, below 4. This is a couple of the other lenders that we have. 2019, 3.7% was about the average for interest rates. You can see Freddie Mac thinks it may go up 1/10%. Freddie May maybe 2% or a percent down, and then the National Association of Realtors maybe 0.1%. This graph is kind of interesting. This was clear back in January of 2018. Look how high those interest rates are. Now we're going to be below 4 again. We are expecting home prices, though, this is interesting as well, to go up another 5% in the next 12 months. The values that they're projecting, we're projecting to be positive again this year. So if you're thinking the market's going to do a downturn similar to 2008, you're going to be waiting a long time, in my opinion. So you can see how much they're thinking that they, being the big banks, how much we're going to appreciate. CoreLogic is where we get a lot of this information. They're thinking we're going to appreciate another 5%, a little over. The lowest one is maybe Freddie Mac, 2.8, but 3% is average. That would be a good, healthy market. This projection is clear out to 2024, for goodness sakes. There's thoughts that we may drop a little bit in 21, but look as we keep on going up. 24, 3.4% appreciation when you buy your home this year. you could realize that. Wouldn't that be cool? If you look at the numbers and you compound all this good stuff and take that graph and just keep on adding, there's a possibility of equity that you could get of about $47,000 in the next 5 years. That's amazing. So you buy a home at $250,000. It's going to be difficult. I'm going to be the first one that's going to tell you it's going to be hard to find a home in the Reno-Sparks area, but outlying areas are growing just as quickly. And we can go and look at how they're thinking that you're appreciating in value. Wouldn't that be amazing? This is a forecast for all across the United States. Look at the West Coast. Over 8% they're anticipating 2020 to increase in in change of prices. So they're anticipating our prices to go up 8%. We need to get you in a house now. This is interesting and it's a little over my head, but I'm going to try to explain it to you. They anticipated that we were going to have appreciation, or they figured out, they being CoreLogic, that we had appreciation of 3.7% across the nation. CoreLogic also figured out that in our Reno-Sparks area that we rose about 6% in appreciation, which is 63% more than across the United States. You made that money, your home value went up. If you take this information, in 2020, the CoreLogic forecast is 5.4% that it's going to raise in 2020 across the United States. You take what Reno-Sparks is doing, there's a good possibility, just like I showed you in the screen before, that we're going to have appreciation over 8%. If you purchase a median home, so median price range last month, December 2019, was $393,000. If you do that calculation for December of 2020, there is a possibility that your home could be worth $427,000. If that sounds really good to you, call me. We're going to get you into a house sooner than later. We will find it because I'm persistent. And I hope that you got a lot of information out of this. If you have questions, of course, check out my phone number, give me a call, or you can email me or text me. Easy. And I hope you have a great year, and it looks like we're going to keep on going. Isn't that amazing? Happy 2020.